Hey everyone, thanks so much for joining us today. If this is your first time joining CloudEagle session, welcome aboard. And if you've joined us before, it's great to have you back. Today we are diving into Asana license management, something that comes up in almost every conversation we have with IT, procurement, and security teams. Asana is definitely one of those tools that's deeply embedded into daily workflows. But very few teams feel fully confident about who has access, who's actually using it, and whether they're paying for more licenses than they actually need. A lot of companies still track this manually in spreadsheets, and in many cases, they end up with unused or underused licenses. These might seem like small inefficiencies, but over time, they add up to wasted spend. And sometimes teams even find they're paying for more licenses than are actually being used. And that's not just a budget issue, right? It's a governance and security issue as well. Access control and compliance risks are often tied to these excess licenses. At CloudEagle, this is exactly what we help solve. We give you 100% visibility into Asana usage and licenses, automated workflows to optimize your seat allocation, and AI powered insights to uncover areas where you can save, all while making sure that your access control and renewals stay on track. Today's session is very practical. Zayed will walk you through a live demo showing how CloudEagle helps teams like yours identify unused licenses in real time, automate license reclamation and downgrades, and streamline contract renewals so you never miss a key date again. Alright, with that, I'll hand it over to Zayed to take us through the demo.
Yeah, hi. So today we're going to be looking at the Asana license management. So most companies they struggle with managing their licenses, who actually need a premium license, how many seats are idle, are we actually paying for the correct license type? Like for example, are we paying for the enterprise plan where uh, the starter plan or maybe a mid-tier plan would actually suffice us? So instead of tracking all of this manually on spreadsheets, CloudEagle provides a clear visibility with automation to manage all of these licenses properly. So the first step is to uh, integrate with the CloudEagle platform. If you go to the admin panel, here you see SSO, direct integration, HRIS, contract management. So SSO is basically where you get the login data. HRIS is where you get the user data. Contract management, maybe you can just upload a PDF of the contract, and the CloudEagle metadata extraction will automatically take the data of the upcoming renewal, what is the contract timeline, the amount, how many licenses purchased, all of that, right? And one of the most important thing is the direct integration. So this is where we get where we get deeper insight into license management. So once the Asana is integrated, we can move on to the applications dashboard. Here you look for Asana. So here you get a bird's eye view of how many licenses have been purchased. Uh, Out of these purchase licenses, how many have been provisioned to the users? What is the usage level data? Who is actually active? And it also shows potential savings if there are any. So the way it takes potential savings is CloudEagle calculates this based on the underutilization and lower tier recommendations. You can also filter this by the usage period. You can look at last 15 days, 30 days, and up to 1 year if you want to look at long-term trends. And if you scroll a bit further, you can look at the licenses and utilization. You can look at the different types of licenses that have been purchased. and how many of those licenses are purchased under each of these different types. What is the unit price per year? What is the total cost per year? And if there are any potential savings, it will show up here. So if you scroll further, you can get the user level data, the individual activity level data. Here you can look at when were licenses provisioned to each of these users, what is their source, what is their role. Uh, you can look at a lot of things, right? You can also look at the activity logs under each of them. Right now, there's no data to show because this is just a demo instance. But once you've integrated the into the CloudEagle platform, you can get a lot of data based on their activity, like their activity time, what is the activity type, how long have they been doing this particular activity for, uh, and you can also filter this based on the timeline as well. And here you can also look at a graph um, that shows licenses provisioned across different departments. Like for example, here we can see engineering has the most licenses provisioned. This is another way to look at uh, the data. And something that was really interesting is the AI recommendations. So this AI automatically analyzes your license pool and it will provide a summarized action plan. It shows how many users across different departments have zero activity. We can take a call to deprovision these users. Uh, it also gives basically a summary of the actions that we can take. Like for example, it says you have under contract optimization, you have 21 unassigned licenses across business, advanced, and Asana enterprise tiers representing 5,400 in annual savings if deprovisioned before renewal. This is immediate leverage for your next negotiation. If you want, you can take a call on this and take the necessary steps. So, so moving on, let's say some of your users have zero activity, right? And you want to deprovision them. You can select them and you send out an email. You can send email saying, hey, we noticed you have no activity in the last 60 days. We are going to deprovision your license. We can send out that email, or we can like select and maybe deprovision users from here. But this is a very manual step, right? Instead of that, there's a much simpler step that we can take using automation. So we can just go to access management and there's an auto deprovisioning feature. So once you get into this, you go into the license harvesting module. Here you can create an automation, let's say in this case, add rule, add the application, Asana. It doesn't let me add it because the automation has already been created. So let's take, for example, we can take any other tool, add this application. Let's set the criteria. There hasn't been any activity for the last 2 months. And before actually deprovisioning the users, it will send out this kind of an email. Hi, we noticed you haven't logged into work for the last 60 days. As such, your Workday administrators may soon revoke your Workday license. Now, if the user wants to keep their account, they can click on keep my account and their license will be there. If not, we can create a rule here saying we can wait for 3 days. If the email hasn't been responded, we can automatically deprovision that user. Now, this deprovisioned license, we can actually reassign it to a new employee, or maybe remove it completely to downsize the contract at renewal. So just to wrap up our look at the Asana license management, you need to first integrate your internal systems to the CloudEagle platform. And CloudEagle, using its metadata, it'll pull a lot of data for you to look at. Through the applications dashboard, we saw how many licenses have been bought, how many are provisioned, what is the usage level data. We could also see uh, individual activity level data, something that, to look at. And we also looked at the AI recommendations, a summary of all the action plan that we can choose to take, and how to automatically auto deprovision the licenses instead of manually doing. So ultimately, this process ensures that when your next renewal is coming up, you are basically prepared with real usage data to negotiate your contract from a position of strength and control. So yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Zaid. That was a fantastic walkthrough. I want to take a couple of minutes to tie everything together. What you just saw isn't just a typical Asana dashboard. It's about transforming how your team manages licenses and renewals. Instead of manually tracking who's using Asana or scrambling at renewal time to figure out if you're over licensed, CloudEagle gives you the visibility you need to make smarter decisions. You can see license usage at a granular level by usage, department, or even feature level usage. CloudEagle's, un- CloudEagle's automated license harvesting ensures that inactive or duplicate licenses are reclaimed without manual intervention. You get insights into shadow IT, helping you spot unused Asana workspaces or unsanctioned projects that may be slipping through the cracks. And then there's renewal intelligence. CloudEagle tracks important terms, renewal dates, and even provides price benchmarking to ensure you're getting the best deal during negotiations. No more scrambling to figure out when your Asana renewal is due or whether you're overpaying. This is how companies like RingCentral found and eliminated waste they didn't even realize existed. These are real, tangible savings. And they didn't stop at just cleaning up licenses. CloudEagle helped them optimize their SaaS usage, saving hundreds of thousands of dollars in the process. The bigger picture here is scale. Most mid-sized and enterprise companies now have hundreds of SaaS tools, and that number is only growing. Managing access and licenses manually doesn't work anymore. CloudEagle helps teams like yours stay ahead of the curve. If you're looking to optimize your Asana licenses, improve access governance, or streamline renewals, we would be happy to show you how this works in your environment. Thanks again for joining us today. We really appreciate your time and we hope to continue the conversation. Feel free to reach out to us anytime. Have a great rest of your day.